Hello, dear friends. Here we are. 12 encounters with the Divine Master. And this is a 12-day journey. Every day, meeting the Master and uplifting ourselves, renewing ourselves, resetting the goal, recalibrating. Every time we meet the Master is that opportunity, the divine friend of ours coming along and resetting our vibrational tone. How about that? Remember, he came, multiplied the bread, and then he said, I have the bread of heaven. But people didn't want it, so he left alone and started walking up to the hill. And we said, hey Jesus, divine friend, wait up, we're coming. Don't forget about us. We want to come. And here we are. He said, come on in since you want the bread of heaven. And here we are today, right? Hello, friends. So we're going to say hi to the beautiful community here. And we're going to read. I think this is the shortest passage I've come to find this far. Written by Humberto de Campos in the book Cartas e Crônicas. Cartas e Crônicas. Okay? And in the book Cartas e Crônicas, not yet in English, but coming about as we speak, chapter 3, the petition of Jesus. What is he asking us to do? Well, we are climbing the hill with him. What is he going to ask us to do? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes? So Carol Correa here, Mark Smith saying they are ready. They're coming. We're coming. And we have here Ceissa. Hello, Ceissa. Adilson. Sunshine. Hello, Sunshine. Enilda. Right? Andrea, how are you? Beautiful flowers, Andrea. Rihanna, how are you? Rosalind Rosa from Los Angeles. The angels are with us tonight, right? Thank you, Rosalind Rosa, for being there, sharing where you're coming from. Patricia, how are you? Tiago, somewhere there, right? Jussara, how are you, Jussara? Angelita, how are you? Lea Severo, thank you for being with us and helping us. Anna, how are you? Yes, Lea is saying, we're ready and happy. Me too. Ready? Let's read throughout. It's only a page. Look, one page. That's it. Rudy saying, listo. Yo también. Vamos ahorita. Chapter 3, Jesus' petition. And Jesus, this is how Humberto de Campos starts. And Jesus was held back by constricting duties with the crowd at Capernaum. When he spoke to Simon Peter in a gesture of blessing, the nonverbal, blessing with gestures. And he's saying, go, Pedro, go. I ask you, go to Jeremiah, the tanner's house to help. His daughter Sarah is prostrated in bed. She is disturbed and has a weak body. Go without delay. Pray beside her, and the Father to whom we pray for support will help the sick through your hands. On the sunny morning, the disciples set off, enthusiastic and smiling about at the prospect of serving. In the afternoon, when the sun was surrendering to the night shadows, Peter was coming back, clearly showing restlessness, and regret in his rough face. "Oh, Lord," Peter said to the master who listened to his notes. "It was all wasted effort. It was all in vain." "How come?" asked the master. And the apostle bitterly explained, as if it were an overflowing bottle of gall. "Jeremiah's house is a den of doom. It would be better off as a wild pasture. The wealthy tanner is a man who has saved money to corrupt himself. At the entrance, I found him sipping wine in a cellar, at the door of which I knocked, hoping to obtain information to demand into the house. He did not look like a patriarch, but a shameless joker. He would sit on the wheat straw, and from moment to moment he would press his lips to the nozzle of a heavy bottle, bursting with laughter at the foot of a pretty and young servant who was laying on the floor positively drunk. In my presence, he first asked me how many lies I was bringing in my head, and ended up sending me to his elderly son. I went out looking for Zoar, the elderly son, and I found him, enraged, in the game of dice in which he lost large sums to a known dealer in Joppa. He screamed at me, explaining that his sister's luck was not of his least interest. Finally, he kicked me out, giving me the idea of a wild beast on the field. I was leaving in a hurry when I ran into the housewife. I told her the reason for my presence. However, before attending to me, she began to beat up a bony girl, claiming that the child had stolen a fig, while the little tearful tried to clarify that the fruit had been devoured by the pet roosters. Only after bloodshed, the witch designated the room where I could visit her sick daughter. The disciple continued before the listener's melancholic eyes. However, that was not the difficult part. Visibly upset by little things, the old miser, the woman, had sent me to the wrong room. For I entered a narrow little room where I was confronted by Joshua, the younger son of the tanner, who was dipping his hands in jewels. Regrettably surprised, he turned yellow with rage. He certainly believed that I was someone in the service of the family, in order to spy on his movements. When he raised his arm to punch me, I begged him to consider my situation as a visitor on a mission of peace and fraternal help. Although vexed, he led me to his sister's room. Oh, Master, what a tremendous disappointment! I do not doubt that she is a sick person, but as soon as she saw me, the strange girl became inconvenient, articulating indecorous gestures and uttering indignant sentences. I could not take it any longer. I escaped away, horrified, and returned to the pathway. Observing that the sublime friend awaited sad and silent, Simon continued after a long pause. Lord, was I not clear? Have I not sought to fulfill your desires honestly? Would it be just, Master, to pronounce the name of God there between vices and debauchery, avarices and obscenity? After staring at the sky for a long time, which was flaring itself with distant glare, Jesus fixed on his companion a profoundly lucid look and exclaimed with serenity, Peter, I have known Jeremiah, his wife, and their children for a long time. When I entrusted you to go to them, I only asked you to help. The end. Seriously, the end. This is the end, believe it or not. Jaws dropped, right? How about you, Julija? Right, welcome Daisy. How are you? We've just seen each other at the SSVA. Good to have you here. Enilda, how are you? Sol, how are you? Rita de Cássia. Friends, are you processing? What is it? Let us pick up on the behind the scenes, okay? First, Humberto de Campos. And you know, friends, these are not pills to be easily digested. If they were, we wouldn't have in this text format. We needed to revisit and to learn what we have not yet learned. The emotional part of us is processed at the non-verbal level most of the time. And Jesus comes as a guiding model in that regard. So imagine him, he's busy. That's how the story begins. He was there, busy. He had to help the people. So first of all, he's teaching us a sign. Okay? We have to teamwork. The same person cannot do it all. Cannot play all positions in a soccer game, in a basketball game, in a volleyball game, in an American football game, in a baseball game. No, we need team. Team is team. But the problem is not if you are good at teamwork. The problem is that some people, they depend on the leader to be with them all the time, otherwise they don't fulfill it. But Jesus is giving you and I also the same opportunity. He's saying, go help this person. Go help this person. And what do? He said, pray beside her. And God is going to help the sick through your hands. Just pray. And God is the healer. He said clearly, go in a rush. Sit, pray, believe in God. That's it. And he did. He went there. But what was he doing instead of helping? Judging. Jesus had sad eyes, sad, melancholic eyes, pensive, sad, melancholic. And he waited. Before he answered to Peter, he looked at the sky. Why? He didn't know what to say? No, he knew. But he needed the emotions of Peter to calm down. Some people come to us and they're like, wait. And then we say something. And then here we have Jesus saying, I only asked you to help. Like Jeremiah's family, Jesus knows all the families around the world. He's only asking us to help. Only. How? Praying. Being in the current, right? Sustaining the work of the good spirits. That's it. So today, we're being called. The divine friend is encountering us and asking us, can you help me, please? These are the people whom I'm going to put in your life so you can help. But what should I do? Pray. That's it. But is that it? That's it. Pray. Shall we pray? You want to pray now? Why can't we pray now? Visualize the person whom you think mostly need prayers. Of all the people, prayer. Visualize. Visualize Jesus helping. Dear God, may this person or these people in our lives receive the help that they need. Help us refrain from judging. Help us refrain from not being useful to you. And so be it. So be it. An exercise of prayer. Exercises for the soul. Tonight the lesson is short, friends, but it's very deep. Jesus is echoing in our ears saying, I only asked you to help. Okay? We're gonna stop here. Tomorrow we will come back for another encounter with the divine friend. For now, let us listen to these words. When I entrusted you to go to them, I only asked you to help them. And until tomorrow, God willing.